Hey, this is Ryan from MatrixAnalytix. It's Friday, March 12th, 2:23 p.m. We're about to head into the final hour here. Really starting seeing the same action we've been seeing the past couple of days. Market just sitting around the flat line all day. Looks kind of boring, and then usually during the final hour we get our big our big buyer jumping in here to try to push the market higher. It's a little bit of selling above 1150 here. I think a lot of people talked about it last night. We're probably expecting this huge technical breakout. It's not really happening. Like I said, I didn't expect technicians and hedge funds to just jump in here above 1150. I don't think anybody was waiting for 1150 to start taking huge positions. I mean, we've been long for the past couple of weeks, and we've seen really nice profits in a lot of names. So I don't think there's really experienced technicians and smart hedge funds are not waiting for this level to buy. Okay, so it's been sort of a dud. Now the big buyer is still here. He's still lingering. Every time the market starts to dip, comes in to buy. The thing is, so you're probably wondering why we're short. Okay. Thing is, we knew that this big buyer would take out the 1110 level. We talked about that, and we figured if once he broke 1110, he was probably going to take the market to new highs. Okay. Well, we got that. At this point, we really don't know what his intentions are. How much higher does he want to take the market up? Does he want to take it to 1200? We really don't know. I mean, we're kind of if we break out above 1150, I mean, we're sort of in uncharted waters in terms of how high we could go. A lot of people on CNBC saying 1200 is next. But I mean, we really always hear kind of price targets like that when we're sort of at a top too. If you think about the environment we're in, I mean, look, we've seen Google run 60 points straight up. I mean, Apple has gone 20 points over 25 points nonstop. Baidu about 80 points nonstop. Goldman Sachs has come from 150 to 175, 25 points nonstop. We're sort of in this, for traders in here. I mean, there's just sort of like this complacency, this sort of euphoria. Everyone's making money. The market can't go down. That's kind of an environment for a near-term market top. Okay. And we believe a lot of these points that we've seen the last 2 days, especially in these stocks, that there's a lot of froth in there. So froth meaning that we don't think that if the market starts to turn over, these stocks starts to reverse, that there's going to be huge buyers in there until a lot lower prices. So for example, Google at 580, we don't think buyers will step in until 560. So we think there's about 20 points of froth in there. Apple, we don't think there'll be buyers until below 220, so around 218, it could get down to 215, test that previous breakout point. Baidu, the same thing. There's no reason why it can't trade down back to the 520s, and Goldman Sachs back 165, 168 on a reversal. Okay, so one, we believe that prices are a little bit frothy. Two, there's been this nice long sort of vertical uptrend in the S&P. If we take a look at it here, really nice. I mean, it's really straight up. I mean, we really regained all these gains in a matter of a month. I mean, we've gone straight up. Okay, when this trend breaks, we believe it's going to be dramatic. Okay, it's not going to be some slow little red decline. I mean, we're going to see these possibly three long red candles on the chart, where it's going to happen pretty quickly. The trend will be broken. There are a lot of people who want to take profits, because everybody here, every single person who's bought up until yesterday is now in a profitable position. So once it starts to break, I mean, you're going to get people from here selling. They can come down all the way down to 1110, 1120 on the S&P and still be getting out with profits. Okay, so we think when the trend does break, it's going to be pretty rapid. Okay, so that's why when we're looking at risk reward, we're seeing that there is a lot of risk in the market. I mean, 20 points downside in Google. Okay, maybe we have another 20 in Google to the upside to 600, at least 590. So it's kind of even money. 20 points upside, 20 points downside. We kind of like to see something better than that. Okay. And same thing with Apple. I mean, Apple could get to the 230s, maybe another 5 points upside near term, but there's a good 10 points downside. That's a little bit off. And so we're seeing a lot of risk. The risk reward profiles for a long position here is, in my opinion, not very favorable. I wouldn't be extremely comfortable holding stocks at these prices until I see a pullback. Third of all, options expiration is coming up. Okay, next week. It's an important time of the month, especially when options expire. because we really do see an uptick in volatility. There's a lot of games being played with these powerful market players. They're really trying to collect as much premium as possible. You know, it's a big opportunity to make money as a powerful player. Okay, so what we know is that, you know, stocks have been rallying significantly. Call premiums are really inflated. The VIX is really low. That means puts are really cheap. So there's this huge bias towards the calls, and those prices are getting a little bit frothy too. So if I were a powerful player, I think the most profitable position would be to start selling those calls now. We got through this 1150 level that everybody in watching, you know, people don't really know what the next stop is. They're seeing themselves in a profitable position. I mean, if they start selling these calls and they start reversing the market, especially dramatically, they can collect all those premiums, the big premiums that we're seeing on the call side right now. They can collect all those if they can force the market lower. And they can also take put positions and see easy 100% gains in puts since they're so cheap. So that's something we need to look out for going into the next week. That's a possible plan of action. That's something that a powerful market participant might do. Okay, so again, risk reward isn't very favorable for a long. It's pretty favorable for a short position. We think the trend will break down dramatically, and third of all, it's options expiration, and that's about it. So we're going to start to, you know, next week especially, we're going to look for signals to see how much higher the buyer wants to take us. We're just to look out for this possible reversal in the market, and with options expiration, and that's about it. So with that, we will see you guys on Monday. Also this weekend, another video going up on supply and demand. That's going to be up this week, so look out for that. All right, as usual, if you guys have any questions, feel free to email me. All right, see you guys Monday.